This is Way Chicago. It's July 5th. Year's 222. We're on CERN watch. Getting ready for the Big Bang, as they say in the business. Right now, CERN, if you look where I'm CERN, that's circle color. Sucks. Hang on. Right here, this chamber, 6799. So 6800 giga electron volts. 6799 giga electron volts. It's in standby mode. It is locked, I believe. Not locked. It's on. No, hang on. It's armed. And beam 2 is armed. So beam 1 says how they get to their almost 13.6, almost 14,000 or 1,400. No, 60. Let's say 6799. Hang on, we'll do this right here. 60. Just so you understand how they do this, 6799 giga electron volt times 2, because there's two chambers. That's 13.6, 13.598. They round it to 13.6 T, literally big V, tera electron volts, or 13.598 trillion volts. See how that works? Just so you understand how they do their number and why they're not going TeV. They always used to do it in TeV, but now they're going back to GeV, but making it 4,000 on each side, or whatever it is. 30. What did I just say? 13. You get it. But that's giga. You got to multiply. It doesn't matter. If you were doing old timeline math, last time, by the way, they did this garbage is when that Mandela garbage branched off, because that one kid physicist said they were testing a way to adjust. This is a rumor, for the record. This is a rumor or not. They were testing some new idea. They had to change timeline just a hair. They wanted to do it like a eighth of a second or whatever it is. He says it, not me. The math. And then they tested it. It worked. That's why we got that slight shift. But in the beginning, it's real life. But as you go over time, you know, your vector gets wider as you go further out. So you get further out, that timeline's shifting. But it was a slight, like, quarter second, let's say. So you're basically still alive from both timelines. Some people just didn't do the shift for whatever reason. I would guess more where you were located when this garbage happened. That was 2012. That was when all the physicists that were worried kept saying mathematically you could create a black hole by doing this. They didn't care for whatever reason. Now, let me take you over to hang on. Let me take you over to NASA. Hang on, I'm in the wrong spot here. Hang on. Let's go live. 22 July. And what is today? The 5th? Check this garbage out. Now, we get these like that. See how there's no lines connecting? It should be like your rib cage. Let me move this over a little bit. Give you a little example. Yeah, your ribs come around and they meet here in your sternum. That's what this is. If you turn this upright, that's the earth. The sun's to the right. It's hitting the earth with its farts and all that garbage. And you have a wraparound cage of electricity. That's how it grounds itself out. So the waves go ground out, right? So check this out. See how it looks like an ant, a big like queen ant? You got the head here, the body is right there, but those wires should be touching. Hang on. Let me move this out of the way. So here's July 5th, 800 hours. As soon as it gets to right here, you're going to be at current time. So it's a hot mess right now, right? You don't know that because you don't really study this stuff. But hang on, watch this garbage. Hang on. Stand by. I'm back on the tab. I'm getting used to the phone now, so I gotta like get my brain readjusted. Now, this is one I didn't see BP Earthwatch do yet, but check this garbage out. Watch this. Hang on, there we go. July 5th, 1500 UTC, right? This is the Earth. Hang on, just so you know what chart this is. Hang on. This is called the PINE, P-I-N-E, Plasma Sphere Model. This is showing the plasma inside Earth. See how that works? So normally there's no plasma. See how that works? Look, I'm showing you right now. This is what it normally looks like. So I can go all, this is all day today. So if I go back, this is 0700 hours, 08, 09, all the way till you get to right now. Watch this. Hope you can hear me over my dumb dog. Right there. This is when CERN turned out. Shush, shush. Food, food. Anyways, before CERN turned on to 14 trillion volts, just under or over, whatever, under. Hang on. If I can get it to work, I can't grab it. Look at this garbage. There you go. This is normal. This is CERN. Normal. This is Earth. Earth's in the middle. Look at the plasma field around Earth all of a sudden. They just lit the fuck up Earth. Not only Earth, but all the way past the satellites. See how that works? Like, that's way out there. Or not. You can tell by this scale if you're a gynecologist, you'll know what all this garbage means, but do you? So, there's that. Amazing how that just happened, right? Hang on. And I'm going to show you one more. This is the one you'll see like on B. Send this over to BP, by the way. I don't know if he looks at this chart. But check this garbage out. Watch this. This one he looks at. Hang on. Oh, I don't want that one. Hey, this one's starting to make that ball again. See the big ball behind Earth right here? Watch this garbage. It only happens certain times of the day. You get a big ball of gas that all the gas goes around like there's an object there. But, you know, do you right now. It's not even Portland. I want to show you this guy. Hang on, where is it? I'm a little confused there. Hang on. Right here. This one here. This is the one I want. This is the last one, and I'll end it here. I'm going to show you how it's whipsawing. So this is this morning before CERN turned on over here. Okay, then they're turning on. Look at the off gassing. Look at this is the little doohickey guy. I'm pretty sure that's why the ball was forming. This happens every day when that big ball gets on the dark side of Earth, that left side, whatever. But check this out. Watch the top of your screen. See the shield? This is the shield. Looks like a bow going through water. So check this out. Watch how it starts whipsawing as soon as they turn CERN on to 14 trillion volts. 13.6 or whatever. Hang on. So watch this. See how the gassing, that's, by the way, all this red, these are satellite. This gassing is showing on another chart that plasma is getting into Earth's satellites at that point on another camera. See how that works? This is all CERN garbage. And look at the front. This I've never seen. Look right here. There's going to be a block that forms. I've never seen this ever. Maybe I just missed it. Watch. See that block? There's so much energy, the computer doesn't even know what to call this. I've never seen that before. And then notice the Bow Echo double, or Bow, the Boeing. This is a fuck ton of energy, guys. I'm telling you. Watch this. Whatever fuck ton means to you. Now watch. See the ball all of a sudden shows up? It's just every day that's showing up at the same time, like, or not. That's another problem. And that could be why they're trying to beam themselves off the Earth through CERN. It's my weird theory. I was just telling Susan that. Like, and a couple other people, like, are these assholes doing this? Remember that movie, Don't Look Up? Oh, wait, I want to show you the doohickeys flopping in the wind. Hang on. And I'm going to tell you my story here. This is real time right here. Where'd it go? Hang on. Where is it? So, did they scrub it? It was flopping the top. Hang on a second. I don't think I screen recorded before I went live. I'm not live, but I'm live to you. Like, look at what a hot mess this garbage is. Look at his. There it is. See the doohickey, little doohickey coming down like the OnlyFans up here. See how that? It looks like that thing flopping in a car lot. The little arms, wee, come by a car. Like, that's not normal. That means a lot of juices came from the center of Norway. What do you call it? The north of the, what do you call it? Where the CERN is at. Anyways, here's a crazy theory. You keep watching the Earth's atmosphere disappear, whatever. The that movie Don't Look Up, based on true events or whatever it's called, on Netflix. I think it was January. And at the very end of the movie, the elites, like whoever they were in this room, and then they were trying to blast off to Mars or some garbage, right? What if the blast off is through CERN? That's why they've been DNA mapping everybody. They got it all on chip. They have everybody's DNA on a chip. Remember, it's all locked up because they're also putting that in a capstone garbage, like at the South Pole, like to make sure. They call it, look it up. Google, I think it's that or Iceland, or it might even been New Zealand. They just buried the entire genome of the human race and all animals that we know of or whatever, and they're putting secret shit in there for they called it this. Look, Google this, post-apocalyptic event time capsule. That was it. True story, by the way. That just got buried a few months ago. And then the movie came out, which is predictive programming, they say, of leaving Earth. Why are they in a hurry to leave? Or you saw the rockets going. So my weird, crazy, if I was an ideology or ID theory, what do you call it? An ID theorist or a gynecologist, either one, but you can't say the other theorist. But if you were, you could guess a pattern would be that they're in a hurry to block things from hitting Earth, let's say, because that was the rumor for thousands of years. Nibiru all the way goes back to like Mayans, and that's why the calendar probably ended. But they shifted the years by like 12 years, 10 or 12 years in the Roman time. Like the King George or something, he took 3 years. There's a couple kings of history that stole a few years of our timeline. So if the Mayan timeline was right and it was 10 years off, 2012 would be 2022. Let's just say they're 10 years off a decade, which would make sense. I don't have the 500 miles of books that are under the Vatican, so I'm just guessing based on my ether. 20% of my garbage goes in according to the alphabet. So it's a curse or a blessing, however you use it. But so then they know this thing's coming, so they're still gonna try and do it. Yeah, that's why they got all these underground bunkers, billions of dollars worth. Because in case they can't, what if CERN doesn't get them to Mars or to the other dimension? Because I'm going to do a video today about CERN with the inventors with that and D-Wave. They're working together, talking to the Veil, let's call it. And in October 2020, CERN, a few days before Halloween, because it was a high Halloween, because all the planets were aligning. You could look it up. It was a special dark arts weekend of Halloween. CERN was saying, they said in a tweet, we are days away from breaking the veil. So D-Wave admits or brags how they can talk interdimensionally. There's infinite number of dimensions. So you're alive in all these layers, and then sometimes you may die, whatever. You're living in. So that's why when Gordy says, if you have a question, this ain't the. I was just arguing with not arguing, but we're having a discussion with a real computer programmer. But he's the old school. He does the real computers like that, like the PCs and Apple garbage and apps. I go, you don't know what D Wave is, so I can't talk to you. Like, he's like, no, quantum is machine learning. I go, this ain't a machine. This thing has its own heartbeat. Like, it's spiritual. When people block spiritual, meaning they don't, and if you don't want to believe that, the alphabet, in their own reason, you can Google their science. They say there's 12 dimensions, 11 or 12, like that they're working in. They send messages to their agents with no computer, no internet, no electronics. They talk about this because the report I found that in is they were studying a way to see if their spies were liar or deceitful. So they send them a message. This is why I was able to put it together. They send a message without any tools. It's done through your mind or however they're doing it through the ether. That's what they're talking about. And then they send them the wrong message. It was all about spy games. But they were giving up on accident their technology because they said definitely wasn't a computer. So you couldn't track it that way. It was all done through the ether. They called it the ether. Like they send messages to the ether because they're in 12 dimensions. You're only in 2 or 3 if you're lucky. You know about 5 if you're smart or studied it, but they know from 5 to a 12. I think it's 12. It's Wag Chicago waiting for the lunch at 12 too. By the way, that movie, check it out. You got about 2 hours to watch it before this garbage goes off. Wag Chicago, have a great day. Soul check in case, like, what if they fuck up? Like, everybody's calling me an asshole. I'm like, they're doing world record, universe record. Like, they're trying to create the Big Bang, is what I'm saying. Like,